The last time I spoke with you about Ukraine, the war was just starting. There was terrible sadness and grief in the voice of Ukrainian eye care professionals.
It doesn't matter where do you live, what do you have. You only save your life and you see how people suffer, and this is a terrible situation in Ukraine.
Now, more of those voices are full of hope. They have not only survived in brutal circumstances, but in some cases, they're thriving. And so, let's listen in to upcoming ESCRS speaker and Deputy CEO Marina Chirva of New Vision Clinics based in Ukraine for a full update and to understand what Ukrainian eye care needs most right now.
My name is Marina. I live in Ukraine with my family. I came back during wartime in Ukraine and continue to my work. I lost 30% staff from top management, but just 10% among surgeons. All Ukrainian surgeons continue to work in Ukraine. Our clinic located near weapon factory, and we had 3 attacked neighbors' building. Children and 2 adults was killed when people hear every day explosions, sleepless nights. Somebody think that for us it is now like normal, like ordinary life. No, it's very scary every day, and it is the most differences between me today and me before war.
We take peace for granted, but that's not the case in Ukraine. Performing eye surgery is filled with pressure, but imagine a clinical environment in which neighboring buildings can suffer airstrikes and your ears constantly ring with signal alarms. For a moment, close your eyes and hear those alarms. Now, what can you do?
And actually, this is where ESCRS has been pretty good. Right up at the leadership side, Oliver Findle, really good at using his contacts at the top level in industries. Bosch and Lohm and Alcon, but many other companies, and getting a donation off the things that we know are most needed. So a great deal of this stuff, and it's well over 2 million euros worth of equipment was donated by industry. In addition to that, we put in significant funds of our own. That's tailed away quite a lot now, I've got to say. But certainly for the first 6, 7, 8 months, that was extremely useful.
If we speak about medicine, about pharmacy, yes, of course. Logistic much better, and we have everything. If we speak about service equipment, we have a big problem. I have problem with laser, excimer laser, and 2 service engineers from global company now in army. Nobody want to go in Ukraine. They are ready to donation, but we don't need donation. Sorry, we need service. We ask global company, please give us service engineer, and we couldn't solve this problem.
There is a silver-ish lining to the war for eye care. Ukrainian ophthalmologists have become more proactive and are focusing more on professional development. The 3rd largest physical delegation to ESCRS is from Ukraine, with more than 600 ophthalmologists attending physically. Ukrainian trauma surgeons also have some of the most advanced experience in the world right now, and ophthalmologists will be sharing that at ESCRS.
Part of that kind of morale thing, as well as actually practical support, was we've given free registration to our Congress last year. We've done the same again this year. We organized a trauma symposium at Congress last year, and again, we're doing that this year. Mainly Ukrainian speakers, because actually we've got a lot to learn from them. They haven't just been dealing with blast injuries and battlefield trauma for the last 18 months. They've been doing it since 2014.
For ordinary ophthalmologists, it was very expensive. It was 600 or 700 euros plus flights. But now we have directly way, for example, from Kiev, Lviv, Khmelnytsky, Vinnytsia to Vienna. And by bus or by train, it is cheaper, the cheapest way. I hear this discussion about how many Ukrainians Okay, but I'm happy. It is a big opportunity for young ophthalmologists and for improved skills ophthalmologists who lives now in Ukraine. Because now we have more difficult cases, medical cases, with explosion trauma in civilians and for military. The best give us skills, and will use these skills for humanitarian, for military, and for our victory. I can leave Ukraine, but I don't want. I will be here with my country. Professional community, as rule, it is just community around professional skills and about ophthalmology. But this war have shown us that it is more, and it is about personality communication and support these people in our field.
There is a wider point, I suppose, that if you're in the middle of a war like this, you do feel pretty isolated, and it really matters to know that you have support from outside, that you're still connected to the wider world. It all goes with creating hope and hope for the future.
Your donation does make a difference. I'll be donating at ESCRS in Vienna, and I'd encourage you to do the same. If you're a manufacturing professional, consider going the extra mile to help get more equipment and device service to Ukraine. If you organize a conference, consider providing free admission to Ukrainians. The biggest donation may not be in dollars, but in knowledge. We can all find a way to help.